Universal compatibility, challenge accepted. Almost every day at Pewcentric, we're taking photos of firearms, and for the longest time, I've been using this stand right here, the kind that just inserts into the magwell. It works okay, but I don't love the angle that the pistol sits at, and it definitely doesn't work with everything. So today we're putting the CT3D Pedestal One to the test. So the pistols that we're going to be testing with are just a selection from my own collection. So first we have the very small and very hard to display Springfield Hellcat, which is for EDC, sporting the magazine in it. And that's a key thing because I used a different kind of pedestal, and when I was using this kind of a stand, it goes into the magwell. If I wanted to show a pistol with the magazine in it, I mean, this just doesn't work. So we also have a VR pistol, which is from 71 Creative, sporting the Magma weighted grip. So basically it's CZ Shadow 2 identical in every way, but we'll find out, because I also have an actual CZ Shadow 2 right next to it, which is my Carry Optics gun. And we also have a more Call of Duty sized pistol, the PX4 Storm. And finally, and last but not least, this beautiful pistol that my daughter made for Christmas to mimic my CZ Shadow 2. As you can see, it's got the Holosun optic on top. It's got this kind of interesting reverse trigger because I need to improve my drill speeds and all sorts of other features that I love very much. All right, so let's see what comes in the box. I always love it when sellers have branded tape. I think it's just a nice little extra touch, adds to the whole experience. All right, we got the Pedestal One with a handwritten thank you note. All right. Oh, we also have a cool little keychain from CT3D Studios, which I'll leave up here. In fact, let me just take this out, leave it here so that you can all appreciate it. Wow, the first thing I already noticed is that this is really great because it's weighted. You can tell right away that this is a very high quality piece. So first of all, you can tell there's different components. There's this kind of non-stick surface on the bottom, which prevents sliding this thing. I'm just moving my whole camera rig here. And it's very small. I don't know, for whatever reason, I thought this was going to be like larger to hold the pistol. So I'm going to be very interested to see how this works with the different pistols that we have here. And I love the angle. When I saw the pictures for this, I was like, yeah, that's a little more artistic pointing down angle with the pistol, you know, better for the needs that we have for both display and photographing here on the channel. So speaking of weight, if you're looking at the current stand that I use, which is just plastic, weighs 1.85 ounces as compared to the Pedestal One from CT3D Studio, which weighs a hefty 5.8 ounces. And trust me, you can feel that immediately when you pick it up, and it's going to make a huge difference when you're displaying your pistols. So the first thing to note on kind of how this works, this is built so that the pistol slides, its Picatinny slot slides into this channel here. And you have this optional tab that you can take out to accommodate how far forward you want the pistol to slide in this channel. If you put it back in, then the pistol will slide in and knock up against this front little plate or a trim kit. You pull it out, it will slide all the way forward, depending on the, you know, how the pistol is configured. That's how it can achieve almost universal compatibility. So let's try it out with the pistols that I have here. So first we have the Springfield Hellcat. Again, all of these have been checked for safety, of course, before. And the way I had to display it before was stick it on here and, you know, it's fine, but I can't show off that I have this extended, you know, magazine. Let's see how it looks with and how it works with the Pedestal One. Ah, beautiful. It works, obviously, unlike this stand with the magazine inserted, exceptionally sturdy. Now, if I pull the little trim kit out, it doesn't really change much because this is a very short pistol. I don't think it even touches the front plate. So in this case, you wouldn't need the trim kit. All right. Let's try it with another pistol. The claim is that it works with both VR pistols and standard pistols. So let's try it out without the trim kit. Come on, get in there. There we go. Just a little tight. All right, that was a little bit of a tight fit. Now, is that because this 3D printed pistol is just not 100% to spec to the Shadow 2? Well, possibly, but it still fits I mean, that's exceptionally sturdy. And in this case, you wouldn't need the trim kit because it's already being held up perfectly. I think this looks really good. Now let's do it with the real CZ Shadow 2. Well, that just slides right in. Okay. Here, without the trim kit, you can tell that it basically slides all the way down. It's got the magazine inserted. But if I want it to stand up a little bit more proud like that, all I have to do is put in the trim kit this way. Wow, big old hands. Boom. Beautiful. Next, we have the duty-sized PX4 Storm perfectly. Now, it's interesting. This one, the way the gun is made, the trim kit hits it perfectly there. I take the trim kit out, slide it in. It basically is in the same place. So in this case, I wouldn't necessarily need the trim kit on it. And last but not least, we'll work with my daughter's Christmas present to me. Let's find out. Not too shabby. Now, obviously, this is not a Picatinny 1913 compatible rail that it's sporting, but it fits really nicely. I mean, unless you really go out of your way, it's not going to fall over. So let's call this a qualified success when it comes to a homemade pistol replica out of modeling clay. So what's the verdict? I like it better than my current stand. You know, as someone who photographs firearms, like I said, almost every day, it just makes the presentation better and easier. The angle is cleaner. It just works with more of my equipment, especially if I want to leave in and show off the extended magazine base plates. And it's very small and compact. It doesn't slide around. It works on multiple surfaces. And this is what I'm going to be using going forward. So don't be surprised if you start seeing this in all my upcoming Pewcentric videos. So if you want to grab one of these Pedestal Ones for yourself in either white or black, head on over to pewcentric.com/CT3D Studio. That's their official shop on Pewcentric, and 100% of Charles' portfolio is live in the Pewcentric marketplace. Since we're on the topic of stands and displaying pistols, I'm curious, how do you display your guns? Drop your comments below.